the incredible topography of scenic Arizona. As we welcome you to Game 2 of this final three-game series, the Padres and the Arizona Diamondbacks, and that means Paul Goldschmidt, the All-Star, will be at first base. Homered last night. His last 4 home runs have all been against Padre pitching. And for the Padres, they'll counter with a 24-year-old rookie, Hunter Renfroe. He's torn it up so far. 4 homers, a dozen RBIs on a little over a week's play. As we welcome you to Chase Field in downtown Phoenix, Arizona, with Mark Grant, Dick Enberg. Pleased you've joined us. This is the penultimate game of the season. The Padres, if they win one of the two, will finish above Arizona. Arizona has to win the last 2 in order to escape last place. Okay, to Ryan Schimpf. How about that blast last night?
He got extended, and good things come in small packages. Ryan Schimpf is a small package, and at second base, he's playing very, very well, but it's all about his bat. In spring training, this kid had number 83. He's 28 years old. He's a rookie. 18 singles, 42 extra base hits. That means the OPS is up. But we're talking rookie home runs, folks. These are good names. Colbert, talked about Jerko, Kuzminov back in 07. Let's see how Ryan Schimpf does it. I know one thing, mechanically he is sound. Talking to Alan Zinter, the hitting coach, he gets himself in a good locked and loaded position and lets the bat travel to the zone with some serious power.
And remember, he hit 15 at El Paso before being called up by the big club. So that's 35 home runs for Ryan Schimpf on the season. Well, he's the youngster, now the veteran left-hander Clayton Richard. It's been so pleasing to see him come back and pitch like he did 5 years ago.
You know, Dick, it's such a feel-good story because Clayton Richard, he was released by the Chicago Cubs on August 3rd. He signed with the San Diego Padres August 6th, his 9th start, and 3 times this year he's given up more hits than innings pitched. He has been lights out, and the proof is in the numbers. I look at the ERA, 1.88. He lowered the arm angle, he slowed down his mechanics, and because of that, opponents only hitting 182 off of Clayton Richard, getting good action in the strike zone, and when he's on his game, the defense for the infield is going to really work. He's a ground ball pitcher. It's you can't be happier for a guy than Clayton Richard.
That's right. Well, if you were in a mine looking for a diamond, it'll be rough, but you see there's a lot of potential there. Then you got to start polishing it and cutting it and making it really high value. That's what we're talking about in Hunter Renfroe. Andy Green will talk about the progress and the future of Renfroe.
out there and play baseball.
Hunter Renfroe's first major league home run. This kid can hit. Oh my! All the way to the roof of the Western Metal Supply Company. Grand slam for Hunter Renfroe. His second home run of the night. His first major league grand slam.
Hunter Renfroe, one of the rookies getting acclimated to life in the major leagues. And as these rookies adjust in the last 2 weeks of the season here, Andy Green is also making his assessment. What he likes, what they need to work on, and what he sees in their future. Here's Andy Green on Hunter Renfroe.
You know, in Hunter, I've been very open talking about offensively, like he's going to be an incredibly dynamic player. He has to stay in the strike zone. And he's going to get his walks not by being passive, but by scaring people out of the strike zone with his power. So definitely want him aggressive, definitely want him looking to drive the baseball, and just want him to stay in the zone. And I think that's a major top thing for him offensively. Defensively, I think there's room for improvement. I think he's going to rely heavily on that arm, but I think there's things he can do fundamentally better as he moves forward, and he's embracing that.
Coming up, the Padres taking on the Diamondbacks for the penultimate game. Gotta love the lefty as Clayton Richard takes the mound for the last time in this 2016 season when we return.
Presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Ford of Escondido. You won't believe how low the prices go. By Petco, where the healthy pets go. And by Pinnacle on the Park. Make your new home here. Visit pinnacleonthepark.com for details. Chase Field seats around 48,000. They had their second largest crowd of the season last night, second to opening day. The roof is closed at the moment. They'll wait for the temperature to drop and the sun itself, which can cause havoc about this time of the day as we start about 5:15. And the first pitch of the game by Archie Bradley to Manny Margot, and we're underway. Margot, 2 singles last night. He's had a good start. Takes a strike, 1-1. Padres, as we start tonight, 1 game ahead of Arizona, 68-92 for San Diego, 67-93 for the D-backs. Both teams are going to finish lower than their record a season ago.
Could be interesting come Monday.
That ball hit hard to deep short. Owings braces, throws, and gets him. Good scoop by Goldschmidt. Margot made it mighty close. One away. John Jay steps up. Here's the Padres starting lineup, brought to you by Toyota. After Jay, it'll be Will Myers. Jan Solarte hitting in the cleanup spot in front of Hunter Renfroe. Carlos Asuaje at second base. Teammates Renfroe and Asuaje from El Paso. Veteran catcher Derek Norris, then Luis Sardinas, and the pitcher Clayton Richard. Jay, it's interesting. He's hitting .289 this year. His major league career average is .287.
Pretty consistent, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are those players year in and year out, perennial numbers. I mean, guys going to hit .285. They're going to drive in 75 runs. They're going to hit 18 to 20 home runs. It's amazing how guys are just consistent throughout their whole big league career.
Paul Nauert behind the plate with Blakeney, Culpa, and Mills on the bases. 2-2.
You know, Dick, the reason why I said it's going to be interesting Monday here in Arizona, because, you know, rumor has it that the hammer is going to fall in the front office and some changes possibly for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
That flicks foul onto the screen.
Well, Archie Bradley's got a good arm, mid-90s on the fastball. Likes to pump the strike zone with fastball. He's a familiar foe. The Padres have faced him many, many times. Overpowering fastball. He's got a really good curveball that we just saw right there.
And Jay goes down swinging for the second out. And a check now of the Arizona Diamondbacks defense. Tomas in right field. In center, it's Haniger and Drury in left. Defense brought to you by Ford of Escondido. Around the horn, Lamb, Owings, Segura, and Goldschmidt. And Oscar Hernandez gets a rare start behind the plate, called up here in September. Myers, his average down to .256. Still a couple of home runs away from 30. Still could happen. Takes a strike. 0-2. Had a single his first time up last night. Blip going down the right field line. 1 for 5. Tries to get him to chase the breaking ball. Bradley is 24 from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. He was a first-round pick of the D-backs 5 years ago, 7th overall. And Myers caught looking. He knew it. So a quick 1-2-3 inning for Bradley with a couple of punch outs. Here come the D-backs. Segura leading off. So Clayton Richard, released by the Cubs, comes back to his old home. Second time around in the Padre uniform, and he's been outstanding. As a Padre, he's pitched in 8 starts, and the Padres are 6-2 in those 8 starts. Throwing a lot of ground ball outs. And he'll face Gene Segura. He have over 200 hits this year. Quite a accomplishment. He hit that 200 mark. I mean, it was a matter of fact statistic for Ichiro, but the normal human beings who get 200 hits, that's something, and that adds up to that 319 average, and hits with some power. 20 home runs. He's had 8 leadoff homers this year. Ground ball to the second baseman. And Asuaje lets it go right through his wickets. That was almost too easy. And throw back, and not in time. As Segura went about a third of the way to second base just in case, and that obviously is an error.
Set up correctly. Ball just checked up on him and right through the legs. A good old-fashioned error. Now play's not done yet as the ball is thrown into first base on the second effort trying to get Segura. And there's a little pause in the action as the bench coach Mark McGuire checks in with the video.
That left hand was on the bag before the tag was applied.
It's so close. Do you want to risk a challenge? And if you lose it, you lose the rest for the game.
It looks as if he said, no, we're not challenging. Back to work. Plate umpire Paul Mauer. Segura, a threat to steal. He has 32 this year. The Diamondbacks lineup is brought to you by Hyundai. Segura, Owings, Goldschmidt, Drury. Yasmani Tomas in his first start in this series. Then Mitch Haniger, Jake Lamb, Hernandez, and Bradley. In for a strike. Owings with a 2-run home run that broke the 3-3 tie last night. Infield set for 2. Line drive just by Asuaje. Renfroe up with it and feeds it back in, and the Diamondbacks threaten early. Error single, no one out for Paul Goldschmidt.
Well, you ain't kidding when it's a game of inches and you can't give extra outs to any team. I don't care if it's last place team, a first place team, and just out of the reach. That ball slicing off the bat of Owings. Asuaje cannot get to it. Clayton Richard's got some work to do. Hey, the best thing here, working down the zone, working for a grounder.
The runners go. The throw to third, wild, and one hops to Solarte, and they pulled the double steal. That was on Clayton Richard. With a man at second, didn't check, came to the plate, and off they go.
Yeah, one looked, and also with Goldschmidt, that front door is closed for Derek Norris. He's got to maneuver behind the big right-handed hitter and try to throw a strike. That was a one-hopper to third base. Thank goodness that doesn't go down the third base line.
Yeah, that looked really dangerous, but Solarte at least handled that hopper. So second and third, no one out to Goldschmidt. First pitch was a ball. He leads the D-backs in RBIs with 95. Solid average again. Home runs 24.
It'll be interesting to throw right here 2-0 with first base being open. You've got Drury on deck, another right-hander.
On the outside corner, got a call there. 2-1. Infield is back.
Yep. Yeah, they'll take it out for that run early on, no question about it.
apparently the way Norris went after that ball, it wasn't foul tip. So 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Kind of looked like it handcuffed him a little bit. You're right. Thank goodness that ball didn't get too far away from Derek Norris, keeping the runners there. It's pretty interesting, the splits for Clayton Richard. Lefties hitting .294 this year. Right-handers at .297. So pretty even.
You know, he gives up the base hits,
Sure.
but his control and getting those ground balls, he's been able to bail himself out with a double play. Not in this situation after the double steal. 2-2. Outfield swung around toward right for Goldschmidt. And he takes high.
He's going to try to have Goldschmidt chase for something. I mean, he's probably just as anxious as the next guy. He wants to drive in those 2 runs. Remember, he will chase with 2 strikes. Keeping it away. He'll chase up and away as well. Well, the scouting report for Clayton Richard, brought to you by Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. As Dick mentioned, a 33-year-old making his 9th start. Hey, king of the grounders. Keep it going. He'll give up his hits, but, you know, he's been the best pitcher lately for the San Diego Padres. He's keeping them in games. He's got the great ERA. He's a battler.
And Marista just did elude that low line drive. And ball 4. Goldschmidt, who walks more than any D-back and is among the leaders in the National League in free tickets. That's his 109th walk. Bases loaded with nobody out. Padres defense brought to you by El Cajon Ford and your San Diego County Ford dealers as well. Jay and Renfro on the corners, Margot in center, Solarte, Sardinas on the left side, Asuaje and Myers at second and first, and Norris behind the plate for Richard. Brandon Drury, 15 homers, big swing and a miss. Off speed from Richard.
Good double play candidate for Drury. He's grounded into 14 of them. The leader is Yasmani Tomas.
And he's on deck.
He's got 17. Tomas.
Oh, that gets away from Norris, and a run scores. That's a couple balls here in the first inning that Norris just unable to handle. See how they scored. 1-0 D-backs as Segura comes in from third.
Breaking ball. Oh yeah, he should have turned fingers towards the ground there to try to catch that one. He tried to keep it with the thumb down rather than the thumb up.
So the pass ball scores the run, moves Owings to third and Goldschmidt to second. And the count 0-2. So it's a strike and a pass ball for the run. Clayton is not a big strikeout pitcher. You'll get 5-6 in a game. One and two.
Well, a lot of breaking stuff down and in from Clayton to Drury. See by our Fox tracks, brought to you by Honda. That's got a ground ball to the left side written all over it. So heads up, Sardinas and Solarte.
Down the right field line and out of play. We have the National League wild card. All three teams won today. The Mets winning, and they've secured a spot in the playoffs. San Francisco shut out the Dodgers 3-0. And St. Louis beat Pittsburgh 4-3. So it's going to come down to the final day. Ground ball deep in the hole and off the glove of the shortstop Sardinas, and another run scores. It's 2-0. Yeah, that one had eyes. Drury's 52nd RBI.
Well, nothing more frustrating as a pitcher when you give up grounders. Yeah, it's going to be out of your reach sometimes, but the Diamondbacks putting the ball in play. No help from the error early on, and Clayton Richards got some extra work to do. He's doing his job. He's getting his grounders.
Sardinas had it, but when he landed on the turf, it knocked the ball free from his glove. Goldschmidt, with the ball hit in front of him, held at second base. There's Drury with the RBI. Tough start for Richard. He hasn't done much wrong himself.
No.
Catcher with a pass ball, an error by the second baseman. That ball almost fielded by Sardinas. The runners go again. The throw to third. Double steal. 2 double steals by Arizona in this first inning. Goodness.
Well, really taking advantage of the one looking for Clayton Richard, and with Derek Norris and the right-handed hitter. Second time short hop, and credit Solarte 2 times now, preventing that ball from going into left field.
And that's a very important steal for Paul Goldschmidt, as Andy Green goes out to try to settle down the troops. No one out and 2-0. Goldschmidt now has 30 stolen bases. He joins Segura in a 20-30 club, 20 or more home runs and 30 stolen bases. That's only the 6th set of teammates in Major League history to do that. There are the other names: Cruz and Mondesi, Toronto; Biggio, Bagwell, Houston; Burks and Bichette, Colorado; Johnson and Strawberry, Mets; and Bonds and Van Slyke with the Pirates. And now you can add Segura and Goldschmidt to that elite list.
Well, it's definitely a way to get on the board early when you've got those 2 guys leading off and batting third.
Yasmani Tomas, 1-0. Deep down the right field side and out of play. He's had a good year. You know, he started slowly, this big Cuban outfielder and third baseman. And then he's starting to put things together. Look at 30 home runs, 80 runs batted in this year.
Yeah, he can be pitched to. He will chase the fastball up. He'll chase the slider down and in.
Inside, 2-1. And there, 2 singles, 2 pass ball, 1 pass ball, 2 double steals. Quite a start. 2-0 and still no one out. Three and 1. Making Richard work early. 20 pitches. No outs. That ball hit deep to right field. That chases Renfroe back, and it is gone. A 3-run shot for Tomas to the opposite field, number 31, and the Diamondbacks, without recording an out, lead 5-0.
Fastball away. 3-1 hitters count, and Tomas just taking that ball the opposite way. He gets that bat in motion, that big body of his, and it's going to go.
They measure it at 390. Brings up Mitch Haniger. And a strike at the knees.
What a day.
Hey, maybe finally an out. Throw to first in time. Play made by Sardinas. One away to Jake Lamb.
Third baseman, number 22, Jake Lamb.
When you sign your contract, you don't see the small print. You're going to run into a game like this now and then.
Yep.
Breaking ball inside.
Hey, it's the mental part of the game. It's between the ears, man. It's easy to get frustrated, but if you can erase that, work pitch to pitch. Hey, the whole thing started off with that error.
Another ball to the right side. That's Solarte moving over from third to throw him out. 2 away. And the catcher Oscar Hernandez steps up.
And 5 runs in this ballpark, that's nothing.
Hernandez, young catcher, just 23. He's had 8 at bats, a couple of base hits. Native of Venezuela, just another from that country. Boy, they produce so many major leaguers. Chatting about that last night. 63 from Venezuela on the opening day major league rosters. But the Dominican Republic still leads the way with the 89. He was a Rule 5 selection by Arizona 2 years ago. Out of the Tampa Bay Rays organization.
Second stint with the Diamondbacks coming up from Double-A for Hernandez.
2-2. Next pitch will be the 30th of this first inning.
Yeah, that's a heavy workload right there.
Pushes him off the plate. Full count. Eighth man to bat here in the first inning for Arizona. Segura safe on Suarez's error. Single Chris Owings to right field, then the walk to Goldschmidt to load him up. Drury knocked in a run with a single off Sardinas' glove. And that ball drilled but foul way back. First run scored on a pass ball. Then Drury's single made it 2-0. And Tomas followed with a 3-run home run to the opposite field. Ground ball. Whoa, what a stab by Solarte. That one almost ate him up. That's a hot corner hot shot. And Solarte takes care of business. 5-0 Arizona.
So right now, I mean, we're seeing what we can see, and it's right now it looks awesome. I'm sure they're going to find their weaknesses. We'll see how he adjusts to it, but right now it looks fantastic. It's just country strong and hits the ball 500 feet. You know, it's something that San Diego really hasn't had, you know, which I've been amazed at over the years, and seeing that Will broke the all-time record in San Diego Petco history of 18 home runs. And it's unbelievable. So now we got Will, we got him, we got Schimpf, you know, and so Renfroe is going to lead the pack.
Well, Mark McGwire likes what he sees on the early returns on Hunter Renfroe and brings up a really good point. The San Diego Padres really have not had that power bat when it comes to their team, but looks like that is all about to change next season, something to definitely look forward to.
Yeah, isn't that encouraging? It's nice. Mark McGwire knows home runs now.
Sure, yeah.
And he speaks what he sees and knows. So that's encouraging. John here, Solarte goes after the high limb, and it's 1-2. 287, just below John Jay for the club batting lead. And a looper out behind second. That's going to drop into center field. Padres' first hit sounded like a broken bat, and he dumps it into center. That's a start.
Well, since Mark McGwire was so nice to give us that quote and nice report from Julie Alexandria, I think it's only right we wish Mark McGwire a happy birthday on this October 1st. Happy birthday.
Number what?
63. He's 53 then, right? He was born the same year I was, 63, and I'm going to be 53 later this month.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
53.
63 was a great year.
Well, you were born then, and you know Mark McGwire was too. What happened in '63 other than
you know
the
what?
Grant family bringing you into
early
this world?
'60s were not really good for our country.
Yeah.
So happy birthday, Margot.
Renfroe up there. Down low, 1-1. Entered the game last night as a pinch hitter and singled. Drove it through the hole on the left side. That ball drilled to left center field. Over to cut it off is Haniger, and does a good job. Holds Solarte at second base. But Renfroe hangs a rope to left center. He continues to hit.
Second baseman.
He is some kind of strong. As we take a look, this is a fastball on contact. Okay, middle in. He gets the hands in nicely. Even though that ball, it didn't sound like it was clean and crisp down towards the label, but still, that ball gets out there in a hurry.
So 2 on, back-to-back singles, Solarte and Renfroe for Carlos Asuaje. Try to chip away at that early 5-0 lead. Run or two, even a run now gets it started. Asuaje has just 1 RBI since being called up, 4 for 20. And he drills that one up the middle, and that's through into center field. Here comes Solarte around third. He will score. And the Padres on 3 consecutive singles make it a 5-1 game. Center fielder Haniger thought about throwing to the plate, but with a 5-0 and now 5-1 lead, he thought better of it. He didn't want to allow those runners to move up another 90 feet.
Oh, this one's got eyes up the middle, and Glenn Hoffman sending Solarte. He scores easily, and there's that 1 run. Now it's time to add on. Still nobody out.
Brings up catcher Derek Norris. He has a home run against Archie Bradley. Outside, ball 1. Bradley, his last 5 starts, as you look at Norris's numbers on the year, he's equaled his home run total of a season ago, but the average is down 65 points. You know, Bradley, we're wanted to make the point. His last 5 starts, his ERA is 6.08. Looking for some encouragement.
Yeah, a lot of base runners working from the stretch.
He is a big man. 6'4", 225, looks even bigger. Well, a look at the keys to the game brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
How about get them on and get them in? Remember last night, 9 runners left on base after all was told in the 5-3 loss to the Diamondbacks. And hey, how about rookies respond? Talk about Manuel Margot. Talk about Hunter Renfroe. Asuaje already paying dividends in this inning.
That's low, 2-0. Renfroe at second, Asuaje at first. Three and 0. This year against the Padres, 4 starts, this being the 5th. 1-1 with a 5.48 ERA. 25 strikeouts in 23 innings.
Yeah, with the strikeouts, you know, that's very sexy in 23 innings, but still a power pitcher sometimes misses location with the fastball, and that's when you have to attack.
Fastball at 93.
It's a heavy 93 from the big right-hander.
He was taking batting practice early, of course, with all the pitchers, and he fills up that batting cage. He is. Just seemed like he's a giant among boys.
Yep.
Three and 1. Back of second. Segura takes care of it. 1 away.
Well, in between innings, manager Andy Green sitting down with Luis Sardinas, talking a little defense, talking a little technique possibly, but in the ear of the shortstop. Hey, maybe it's not mechanical, maybe it's mental, but one thing for sure, Dick, and you know this as well as anybody, Andy Green is going to talk to his players and be on that same page. Good communicator, and a little tap on the backside too to say, hey, you know what? Okay, what were you thinking? Here's what we think. Now go get him.
Yeah, the ball jumped up on him. Maybe he should have been charging a little more. Chance to pick up another run for Luis Sardinas. Had a couple of hits last night after 3 hits in the final game on Thursday against the Dodgers. So 5 hits in the last 2 games for the switch hitting shortstop. Well, Hernandez has not caught many games so far here in September, and maybe he hasn't caught Bradley, so they're squaring away the signs. The series they have to give with a man at second. 5-1 Arizona here in the top of the second, that the Padres with 1 out have 2 men aboard. 1 run in the dirt. Good block. Well, the Padres are of this year the biggest home run producing team in San Diego history. Shim's homer last night, 177. They've passed the 1970 team, the second year of the franchise, by 5 home runs now.
That's incredible. It's been fun to watch too. The long ball. Who doesn't love the long ball?
Well, you know, Mark McGwire does. You can see that in the smile on his face. Way outside, 2-1. This year, the all-time homering team, or whatever you might say, and 70, 2007, 98, 167. 2 balls and a strike to Sardinas. Hit well. Center fielder Haniger. Boy, that was way up there. Scraping the roof.
You know, I'm looking at that 1970 opening day lineup. Tommy Dean, Van Kelly, Ollie Brown, Nate Colbert,
Yep.
Cito Gaston,
Yeah.
Jerry Morales, Dave Campbell, Chris Cannizzaro, and the starting pitcher that day, the
Randy
former
Jones.
the late great Pat Dobson.
Oh, Dobson. But Ollie Brown and Colbert and the other home run hitter
Cito Gaston.
Yeah, Cito Gaston. Dave Campbell, former Padre announcer.
That's right. Yep.
He's worked a lot of network games. Was I think the second baseman. So Richard with 2 outs and 2 on, trying to help himself. He's 1 for 15 so far this year. Outside corner, 1-1. Now the inning started with singles Solarte, then Renfroe and Asuaje for a run. And now Norris and Sardinas have made out. Hitting the edges here on Richard, 1 and 2. Ground ball, foul. Almost got that one by third baseman Lamb.
Thought that ball had a chance of going over the third base bag, but Jerry Meals, he's got a good eye on it.
Choking up Richard. Souvenir.
Looks like nothing but fastballs away to Clayton. And with that said, that's the way the outfield is playing him. Drury hugging the left field line, and in center field Haniger on the shortstop side of second base.
Able to check a swing outside, 2-2. And Richard battling him.
Well, how sweet would a walk be right here?
Leadoff hitter Margot next. And down he goes swinging. So it started well, 3 straight singles, but that's all the Padres could muster. They get a run. It's 5-1.
the more interesting tidbit on Christian at this point in time. Like, I watched him throw a bullpen today. So like we're flirting with the idea of this guy being a very intriguing 25th man who can catch, who can play the outfield, and who can pitch. We'll run as far down that road as his arm allows us to. I don't know that we're like firmly committed to or married to that, but it's worth exploring at this point in time.
Well, the future for Christian Bethancourt could look very, very interesting as they look at the possibility of him becoming sort of a hybrid player as a backup catcher, as a backup outfielder, and of course, you heard him correctly, as a backup possible pitcher. Now, this all came about because the rehab process was too tough when it came to the rehab as far as his hitting with that intercostal strain, which has had him on the disabled list. So there's a possibility that Christian could be headed for winter ball in Panama, where he's from, this offseason in order to train and learn the mechanics of pitching. And he says he's got a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, so that's something to work with, but no mechanics. So, Mud, question for you, how tough is it to teach a 25-year-old to pitch?
Being the athlete that Christian Bethancourt is, Julie, and thank you very much for that report, I don't think it's going to take that long. I mean,
Bradley chops it to the right side, fielded by Myers, covered by Richard. One away, Archie Bradley out.
like anything else, it's going to take repetition. Now, pitching's different than golf swing or shooting a basketball, because you can shoot a basketball 1,000 times. You can swing a golf club 1,000 times. You can't throw a baseball 1,000 times. So it might take a little longer, but being such a good athlete, and if he gets those mechanics in order and he's throwing 96 with poor mechanics, I mean, who knows what is in store for Christian Bethancourt.
Well, he pitched in a couple of games and he just basically just got the ball and threw
Right.
it 96. So if he gets a full, gets that motion and
Yeah.
more of his body weight behind him, he might be
Touch
a
100.
Yeah, or 100, you bet. It's happened before. Catcher becoming a relief pitcher. The Dodgers are a good place to look as an example. Gene Segura safe on the air by Asuaje and scored one of the 5 runs in the first inning.
You know, it might take a full season of A-ball. It might, instructional league, A-ball, winter ball, whatever the case may be. You start at the lowest classification possibly, and then his performance dictates how he moves through the chain.
Inside, 2-1. And ball 4. The second walk given up by Richard. 1 out. Brings up Chris Owings. Owings single just out of the reach of second baseman Asuaje, a line drive in the first inning, and scored a run. Segura with 32 steals. 33 with 1 today. Couple of double steals in the first inning. Pretty good pitch.
Yeah, on the inside corner, but the glove of Derek Norris taking that ball out of the strike zone. One thing you can say about Clayton Richard, when he misses down. I mean, that's the good thing. He's going to have walks. Last outing, 3 walks. Prior to that, 2, and then three starts ago. But when he misses down.
Safe lead by Segura, respecting that move, Clayton Richard. Owings named the Luis Gonzalez Award winner this year. That's a high honor. It's voted on by the players and coaches, manager. Ground ball should be to Asuaje to Sardinas, back to Myers, a double play. That's it. That's the third out. Now they're going to leave the field. No one made a move toward the dugout. After 2, 5-1, Arizona. In this great state. Very interesting topography.
It's the Grand Canyon State, Professor.
Yeah.
We all know that.
And here we go. Top of the third inning. Manny Margot to lead it off, and he sends one to the shortstop. Soft liner to Owings. 1 pitch, 1 out for Archie Bradley. 5-1. Arizona in the lead. Here's John Jay. Acquired by the Padres in the offseason in a 1-for-1 trade with the St. Louis Cardinals. Jed Jerko going to the Redbirds. And Jay, career 14 games here at Chase Field, hitting .306. And takes a strike.
Well, second time around for John Jay. Remember the first at bat struck him out on a curveball away.
Flashes that one off to the left. Well, Jay, as we said earlier, a career batting average of .287, and this year with the Padres .289. He's a model of consistency. Out of play.
No, 2 strikes. Let's see if Bradley goes to that hammer. John Jay might have that in the back of his head, and he might try to sneak a fastball in on him.
Checks, and it's 1-2.
There's that curveball.
Well, these two teams playing almost dead even on the season. San Diego leading 9-8. And that's it for Jay, as plate umpire Paul Nauert raises that right fist. Archie Bradley with his 4th strikeout. And with 2 away, here's Will Myers. Myers, the Padre All-Star, competed in the home run derby. It's interesting that he said that his big thrill on the season was not leading the team 28 home runs and 93 RBIs, but having his brother pitch to him in the home run derby at Petco Park.
I quite honestly think his brother was more nervous than Will was. All those people packed Petco Park.
He hit him too.
Yeah,
hit his
did.
brother.
Yep.
Much more success at home than on the road this year. Broken bat roller just wide of the bag at third. Going to go for a new stick. Now the Padres last year were 74-88. They're 6 games under that record this year, and Arizona's 11 games behind their 79 and 83 mark of a year ago. Line drive, is it going to carry? Yes, to Tomas, who's able to get in the gap and hold Myers to a long single. That's the 4th Padre hit, and we'll bring up Jan Solarte.
You know, we compared Paul Goldschmidt and Will Myers yesterday on our pregame show, and that's a prime example why Will Myers is going to be the type of hitter possibly like Paul Goldschmidt. Sharing a laugh with the Arizona Diamondback first baseman.
Well, they're built alike.
Yeah.
And Myers has made the transition to first base very successfully.
And the way he drove the ball right there, that's the way Goldschmidt does it.
Take that outside pitch and drive it to the opposite field. Solarte rips one, and that's by Goldschmidt down into the right field corner, and Myers with 2 away, running all the way, and they're going to wave him home. Hoffman says, go get it, kid. Here comes the throw to the plate, not in time. And a 2-out double for Jan Solarte scores Myers and cuts the D-backs lead to 5-2. Second hit of the evening for Yangervis Solarte. Well, it's been such a rocky 2016 season for Solarte, and his success in returning from the tragedy of losing his wife to cancer and getting back in that clubhouse with his brothers and emotionally giving him a lift that he needed. Those 3 beautiful daughters have now moved out to San Diego. So if you're not going to root for Solarte, then don't root for anybody. Renfroe, he hits one into left field, and it is caught by Drury. He sent a rope to left, and Drury able to snare it off the grass top, and that denies the Padres another run. They'll settle for 1 on the single to Myers and Solarte's double, and this one carries to Drury for the final out. Lead. It's now 5-2, and here's our top tier player profile brought to you by Arco. Paul Goldschmidt, 15 games this year against the Padres, has done some damage, but he you could almost repeat that graphic for every team that Goldschmidt opposes. Just a professional hitter. He walked in the first inning and scored, stole his 30th base. Off the plate, 1-1.
All-Star, Louisville Slugger, Silver Slugger, Gold Glove Award winner. I mean, he's just the real deal, and you saw that his rookie year and his second year as a big leaguer.
In there, 1-2.
You know, I think, Dick, if you're an athlete, a baseball player, and you've got the build of a Goldschmidt or a Myers, I think you should take their best at-bats, put them in a video, and see how those guys go about their business.
Caught him looking. And for Clayton Richard, that's his first strikeout tonight.
Will Myers drives the ball the opposite way with the best of them. And hey, when you're a power guy, yeah, the strikeouts are going to come. And that's a perfectly placed fastball by Clayton Richard right on the inside corner.
Brandon Drury knocked in a run in the first inning and then later scored himself on Tomas's home run. Softly hit to the right side. Asuaje stays down on this one and throws him out. 2 away. Time now for the tools of the trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks.
How about Yangervis Solarte at the hot corner yesterday? You talk about a guy who's going away from the play, and then you've got to catch it, grab it, throw it. 157 feet. What's that in yards, Professor?
52 yards plus. 52, that's like throwing the width of a football field, off balance, falling away.
And accurately, and that's the tool that Yangervis Solarte possesses. The glove and the accuracy of that arm. And you know what? Let's credit Will Myers also with the footloose and fancy-free footwork over there at first base, helping him out a little bit as well.
Myers has handled that big glove very well. He's been able to pick him out. Very few errors. Tomas goes around his home run to right field. 31st of the season. Most home runs since the All-Star break. How about that? Jed Jerko, 23. A 4 home run lead over Matt Kemp. Tomas then and Arenado with Carter. That one drilled to left. 1 hop out to Jay, 2 hops. Solid single, Tomas with 2 outs.
That's a big kid right there.
Remember when we first saw him, was it early last year or 2 years ago? He couldn't pull a ball.
That's right.
Everything went to right field, but he's certainly pulling it down.
That was the book on him. I remember it was like in the middle of spring training and talking to some of the Arizona people. They said, we haven't seen him pull the ball on the left side of second base all spring.
Yeah.
So it's all about adjustments.
Mitch Haniger grounded to short his first time. In the dirt, another one gets away. That'll be a wild pitch. And that moves Tomas into scoring position. Derek Norris and Clayton Richard not connecting very well.
Well, let's check this one out. He wants it down and away. Oh, it's a breaky ball. It bounces right out in front of home plate. You never know which way that ball's going to bounce. And it gets off of Norris on the left side of the catcher.
There's a base hit to right. Renfroe's arm. Here it comes. Oh my! Now they got him in a rundown, Tomas, and they make the out there. And the inning comes to an end. And ladies and gentlemen, you've seen the power of Renfroe. Rooftop power at the Western Metal Supply Company building. How about that rocket arm? We haven't seen an arm like that in right field for a long time. This was a no-doubter. He was going to get him by 25 feet. Oh my! It's 5-2. At the end of the third inning, the roof is now being opened, and the panels as well, out 3 of them in left center and 3 in right center, are open as well, so we can see out into the early evening. Takes about 5 minutes to complete the total operation. Top of the 4th, and popped up into center field off the bat of Asuaje. Boy, been some very high fly balls so far off the Padre bats. 1 away.
Dick, what about this hose? What about this cannon from Hunter Renfroe from right field?
Oh, you knew that Tomas had no chance. Obviously, they hadn't scouted Renfroe's arm.
Myers dekes the cut. The perfect one hopper to Derek Norris. He puts on the brakes. He gets in the pickle, and the inning is over. Boy, that is fun to watch.
They closed the bridge on Tomas. 9-5, and the inning comes to an end.
Oh, going Dolly Parton on us, working 9 to 5, yo. Yeah, what a way to make a living. That was fun to watch.
Hello, Dolly. So Derek Norris popped to second his first time. 0-2.
You know what? Hunter Renfroe did something, Dick, that I'm going to explain after Derek Norris reaches base about throwing from the outfield. Something that I learned a long time ago, and it really makes sense.
Norris strikes out, 2 away.
Okay, I'll try to make perfect sense here. Now, let's say Renfroe, right? He's there. Now, I was taught a long time ago, if you drew a direct line from the pitcher's mound to the line there, now an outfielder, or like the corner outfielders, right? If you throw the ball and hit on a bounce right there, it will result in a perfect throw to the catcher chest high. So let's say left field right here, right? Let me get my freehand solid right here. If you draw a line there, if the guy throws the ball here, he hits it on one bounce right there, it's going to be a perfect one hopper. I'll get it right. Oh, this this telestrator. Who's the software guy on this guy?
Well, he doesn't have a strong throwing arm.
Where's the darn button? Clear all means clear all, right?
Don't get upset now. It's just a game.
But does that make sense, though, Professor?
Yeah, perfect sense. That's a good tip for young kids. You know, you're not just trying to throw to the catcher,
right?
Then you throw it too high sometimes. The ball picks up speed when it hits the ground.
So let's see where the ball hits when Hunter Renfroe throws this ball in. See where the ball hits right there. It's a little bit on the home plate side of the pitcher's mound, but look at where it bounced perfectly to Norris.
Deep and short. Owings, off balance throw, and it is thrown away. Goes against the barrier, and Sardinius is safe. We'll see if they give him a base hit. I think he was going to beat it anyway, and it is a hit. And that'll bring up Clayton Richard.
Pitcher, Clayton Richard.
That's a tough play for any shortstop, as it's also the double pump there from Owings.
Yeah, Goldschmidt trying to keep contact with the bag and couldn't reach that far. No further damage done. So Richard struck out swinging his first time.
Whoa! Don't get hurt, Clayton.
Laughing at the dugout. Trying to get 2 runs with that swing. Oh, watch out for that piano wire.
Looks like he turned on his back ankle. Did you see that a little bit? Did you see the movie Sandlot? Remember with the kids?
Yeah.
You know, Clayton Richard reminds me of with his smile? Squints. Remember? Remember Squints was getting mouth to mouth from Wendy Peppercorn? And he was showing off to his friends? That's the smile of Squints right there on Clayton Richard.
'60th pitch from Bradley. 0-2 the count. And he gets him looking. 6 strikeouts now for Archie Bradley. Middle of the 4th, 5-2 Arizona. Now for our number 2 moment from the 2016 Padres season, brought to you by Geico. Padres stole home 4 times this year. Here's a look at 2 of them. July 31st, Reds pitcher Homer Bailey turns his back to home plate, and Will Myers storms home for the theft. No throw. Then on August 10th in Pittsburgh, Travis Jankowski, he picks just the right time to surprise Pirates pitcher Antonio Bastardo. Straight steals of home, our number 2 moment of the 2016 season. Number 1 tomorrow. A noon game will be on the air at 11:30.
Poor Bastardo on that one, huh? Man, caught him off guard.
Clayton Richard working to Jake Lamb, Oscar Hernandez, and the pitcher Bradley, bottom of the 4th inning. Lamb grounded to second his first time. Breaking ball doesn't quite catch the plate, says Nauert. Well, the wild card races are fascinating as we have just the 1 game tomorrow, and it looks as if a couple of moves are going to be dictated by who wins and loses tomorrow in both the National and American leagues. 2 hopper to Solarte playing on the second base side. 1 away. Time now to take a look at the standings. Brought to you by UC San Diego Health. The National League. New York won today, so they do have 1 of the wild card spots. San Francisco won. St. Louis won. So for St. Louis to get in, they would have to win tomorrow and have San Francisco lose. And even then, that would just tie them. They'd have to play another game. High fly ball. Shortstop Sardinas. 2 away.
Oh, it gets complicated.
Then they would play Monday before they get that wild card. And the American League is just as complicated. Detroit is not eliminated tonight, even with the loss, and they're trailing Atlanta as we speak, 5-2. Baltimore lost today. Toronto would be in if it ended as it stands, but a win here and a loss there, and I mean Detroit still could get into it. They have to play a makeup game against Cleveland if it's necessary to this whole business on Monday. And Seattle is still alive.
Stay tuned.
Great. Seattle's hosting Oakland tonight. They're just starting.
And I know our statistician Russ is in on things, and I have a question. Is there a possibility a team has to play 3 games before they can actually go to the wild card game? That's unbelievable. It could be a 3-game scenario before you go to the wild card 1-game playoff. Detroit could be in that situation if all things fall a certain way.
Bradley 2-2, and he fouls that one back. Bases empty. 2 outs here in the 4th.
So then you're down to your number 4 starter.
Here we go. Giants win tomorrow. They clinch second wild card spot. Play the Mets in New York Wednesday. Giants lose and Cardinals win tomorrow. A 1-game playoff. Ground ball right side. Glove by Myers. He can walk it over to first for the 3rd out. As you can see, nice that we have 9 innings tonight. We'll explain it to you before we go off the air. Promise. San Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Sequan Casino. Sign up for the Padres Club Card today. By Smart and Vinyl, now with 25 stores across San Diego. And by Mercury Insurance. We're on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com today. Sun setting in the Valley of the Sun, Phoenix, Arizona. We're right there in the middle of that shot. Downtown Phoenix, Chase Field. Roof completely open. The panels opened as well. We're inside out. Or outside in.
I love it when it's like this. I really do.
Remember, we walked back to the hotel last night, and the temperature was around 80 degrees, a light breeze, and the desert even smells good at this time of the year. Manny Margot has grounded to short and lined to short. Strike one. Good breaking ball. Doesn't get the call. 5 runs, 5 hits for the D-backs. Gets a call this time. 2 runs, 6 hits for the Padres. Just joining us, all 5 runs for Arizona in the first inning. And a wild wave and a miss, and Margot is gone. That's 7 strikeouts for Archie Bradley.
Yeah, and a heavy dose of the number 2 from Bradley to Margot.
Left fielder, John Jay.
And this one he purposely bounces. He threw the other couple ones there for strikes.
John Jay struck out both at bats. Hits that one well to left field. It's up the alley, and it is going to go all the way to the wall and over the wall. Ground rule double. Well, the Padres continue to peck away. Have a chance to cut that lead to 5-3. 1 out double for Jay.
Very comfortable at bat. Nice looking swing. 26th double for John Jay. Taking the Archie Bradley pitch the opposite way nicely. Let's check out the pitch. He wants it in, and that ball leaks down the middle a little bit. Boy, John does a nice job getting the hands through.
Seems to have more power going to left field than pulling to right field.
Good call, yep.
Brings up Will Myers, struck out, and then Singleton scored in the 3rd. I want to dispel a rumor going around here in Arizona about champagne being in both clubhouses here. You got 2 teams here. They're obviously not going to be in the playoffs. It's just a rumor, fans. And we searched it out. Ground ball deep to 3rd. Ooh, running to 3rd is Jay. It was risky because he ran in front of the throw. Myers out 6-3. That it's in the Padres clubhouse, because if they win one of these final 2, then they'll finish ahead of Arizona. But if Arizona wins tonight and tomorrow, then, excuse me, if they lose, they also would have champagne because they'd get a better draft pick in June. But that's just a rumor now. It's just, but we'll stay on top of it.
Hey, every game's important.
5-3 on the put out of Myers. It's up to Solarte. He's 2 for 2 in the dirt, and not far enough for Jay to head home.
Change up. Good eye.
2-0. It was off the plate. Some oohs and ahs from the fan umpires behind home plate. 3-0. Reminds me when I was the umpire-in-chief for the Bloomington, Indiana Little League program.
Really?
Line drive. Whoa, off the glove of Bradley. Here comes Jay to the plate. The throw by Bradley. Gets him. How about that? How in the world did he scramble at that ball goes off his body and races to third, does the fall-away throw, and denies Solarte. Of course, he's not the fastest runner on the Padres roster, but that's a terrific play by Bradley and saves a run. That's on its way to center field. Got his glove on it, knocked it off his hand, and gets Solarte the home run. The timeless moment brought to you by Coors Banquet as Richard goes to work. Top of the order, Gene Segura takes a strike, and here is our timeless moment brought to you by Coors Banquet. This date, 1989, Tony Gwynn goes 3 for 4 to finish the season 336, edging Will Clark 333 for another National League batting title.
Yeah, that was an exciting race. I remember that day when Tony clinched it with a single. It was kind of like an infield hit.
That's fair. Just over the bag. Karem's out to Renfroe. And Segura's on. Oh, it gets away from Renfroe. So Segura keeps right on going, and he's into third with a stand-up triple. I don't think they can give Renfroe an error on that. That's just that learning how to play the Karem down in that corner. That would be 202 hits for Segura. Now they're going to call it a double and an error on Renfroe.
This ball hits off the wall and then goes for the bare hand, cannot come up with it. Segura sees the play right in front of him. Adding on to the hit total for Segura. Quite a season.
So the infield will play halfway. Owings the batter. And takes ball one. Singleton scored. Also stole a base in the first inning. Wrapped into a 4-6-3 double play the last time up. Two-run home run last night was the decider. 5-3. And he hits that one to left, but right at Jay, tagging, and here comes the runner from third. Throw way off line, and it's 6-2. Sac fly for Owings. His 47th run batted in. in the air in right field, positioning Segura at third base where he could score. So the base is now clean, and with one out, Paul Goldschmidt walked, stole a base, scored in the first inning, his 30th stolen base. So sends that one into the crowd down the right field side. So Segura and Goldschmidt, if you weren't with us, they have become teammates with at least 20 home runs and 30 steals. As teammates, only the 6th set ever in the major leagues to have two men accomplish that feat. You know, it's just mind-boggling. Of course, there were some very critical injuries suffered by Arizona. They all happened to all the teams, but some hit harder than others. I really thought in spring training that they were a good dark horse to win the West.
A lot of people thought that. You bet. Then A.J. Pollock went down. And you lose a guy like that, yeah, that affects the whole lineup for Chip Hale.
And Shelby Miller, acquired from Atlanta. They thought he was going to be their number 2 man, and had a very disappointing season for Chip Hale.
Hey, Zach Greinke didn't exactly get off to the best start either, remember?
High in the air, shallow and right, a long run for Renfroe and Myers, and it's in the crowd. Tonight's game from Phoenix, presented by Sony, the leader of 4K Ultra HD.
There's the Fighting Irishman from Notre Dame, A.J. Pollock.
Yeah, that's a big loss for them.
Yep.
Outside to Goldschmidt. Struck out the last time, took a pitch on the inside corner. Low and away. Another walk, Goldschmidt. 110 times he's walked this year.
We got a game break coming up from the city of brotherly love, the Mets, Phillies.
A day of celebration for the New York Mets. Drury singled in a run and scored himself in the first. Bounced to second the last time. Low, ball 1. Not a bad pitch. In the dirt, no advance. A run in here in the 5th to boost the lead for Arizona to 6-2. And Goldschmidt aboard on the walk. 1 out. 80th pitch of the night for Clayton. He's a happy man. Not Drury, but Clayton Richard. His Michigan Wolverines won a very tough game today, 14-7 over Wisconsin. Out of play.
So I'd really like to see a matchup between a real Badger and a Wolverine.
Oh, yeah, that would be.
That'd be quite a fight, wouldn't it?
Oh, they both.
I say fight to the death. I mean, why not?
No, come on.
Yeah.
You can get all the animal lovers.
I love animals too.
I know you do.
And I love you, Professor.
You know, it's interesting how much love you get when they know you're out the door. You know, I didn't get that kind of love.
I've loved you since day one.
Oh,
Come
I know,
on.
yeah, but it's been like 59 and a half years doing this, and people, like me. But then when they know you're out of there, then they love you because that means there's an opening for, somebody to move in, right? Well, we already know with the Don Orsillo.
Yeah, you know what? Vin Scully had the great line. He said, he mentioned somebody was on the DL day to day, or no, they weren't on the DL. They were listed as day to day, and he said, "You know what? After all, aren't we all?"
That's true.
Isn't that
Runner
so true?
goes, and Norris's throw not nearly in time. That's the 5th stolen base off Richard tonight, and Goldschmidt makes it 31.
So we're all day to day.
Yeah.
That's why we got to make the most of it.
Get that right. No promises. Pretty good throw from the knees, but Goldschmidt had too big a jump. And that's true of the entire baseball season, day to day. And I like the way Andy Green deals with his team in exactly that manner. Play this one today.
Yep.
There he goes again to third. The throw by Norris is away, and Goldschmidt is going to score. The batter walked on the pitch, and Goldschmidt walks, steals second, steals third, and comes home on the throwing error by Norris.
Wow. Well, Andy Green to the top step. He's going to take a little stroll out to the pitcher's mound. And here's the look. There's the runner Goldschmidt. Once again, the righty. The closed door. And it looked like a very catchable ball from Solarte.
Let's see how they score the error. And Green's going to take the ball. We'll have a pitching change here in the bottom of the 5th inning with Arizona now on top 7-2. So Clayton Richard out with one gone here in the 5th inning, gives up 7 runs tonight. One of those is unearned, and Jose Dominguez takes over.
Well, pretty good sample size. 34th game for Jose Dominguez. Used a lot. 5.29 ERA. The walks, though, are something that comes back and kind of bites Jose. And this pitching change brought to you by El Cajon Ford.
The batter Yasmani Tomas, a 3-run home run in the 1st inning to right field, his 31st of the season. Richard gives up only 6 hits, 3 walks, 1 strikeout, and is responsible for Drury at first base. Meanwhile, the D-backs stole 6 bags on Richard. That's a high for the year for Arizona. A couple of double steals in the first inning, and Goldschmidt just took 2 of them. Second and back to first, and that's a round the horn double play. So Dominguez comes in, a couple of pitches, and gets 2 outs. We go to the 6th. All right, thank you, Michael. We're in the 6th inning now, and it'll be Hunter Renfroe leading it off as Andy Green and Clayton Richard in a deep conversation. That last foul tip, Paul Nauer took the worst of it. Oh, right down the chin. Gonna have trouble at the karaoke party tonight.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was smiling with the Diamondbacks trainer, so that's a good sign.
Pull down that mask, go back to work. That's like carrying the lunch pail. Renfroe, a single and a line out to left. Oh, and 2. Hopper. A race for that treasured gnome that goes to the winner of our Pick the Stick program, Mike Pomerantz. He's got Renfroe working for him right now. 337 points. Mud Grant 333. That error by Solarte takes a point away, and Renfroe with a strikeout, and that's a -1.
Yeah, so Renfroe with the error also, so Mike got penalized for that out in right field reverse. So we got a race going on here.
Oh, of course we do. You're trying to jinx him by congratulating. I think you can't do that anymore. That's not being very nice. People are starting to say that. I thought Mark Grant was a nicer guy than that.
You know what really hurt, Professor? That line shot that Bradley took off the bat of Solarte. That was a knock and an RBI. That was 2 more points.
Yeah.
But Bradley made a nice play off the bat of Yangervis Solarte.
Well, as you've said for 7 years, it's not over yet.
That's right.
Plenty of time. Carlos Asuaje, an RBI single in the second and flying to center in the fourth. You notice they didn't put Julie Alexandria's and my score
close are
up
you
there.
guys?
Well, I'm very close to her. Miss Sunshine. I mean, we're going to commiserate after the game tonight. See, you two guys couldn't be in the lead if we weren't down at the bottom to support your success.
Kevin Quackenbush heating up for San Diego.
Outside. 3-1 now to Asuaje. Bradley's had good control. 7 strikeouts, no walks. He challenges 3-2. Trying to get his 8th win of the season, Bradley. He's lost 9. Broken bat looper. Easy play, shortstop Owings. 2 away.
The most popular way to follow Padres baseball is with MLB.com at bat. It's the #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy live look-ins, highlights, game day scores, StatCast, live radio broadcast, and more. Get MLB.com at bat on your favorite device now.
Yeah, with all the playoffs coming up in the World Series.
Yep.
Don't get left behind. Derek Norris has popped up and struck out. Pounds the strike zone at 93, consistently around 93 on his fastball.
Wow.
1-2.
He's getting those pitches off the corners. And Derek Norris is kind of in between a rock and a hard spot because he can't say anything. He wants those pitches for his pitchers.
Inside, levels the count. So tomorrow all the games start at noon local time, so that no one has an advantage here as we play the final game. And down goes Norris on the breaking ball away, and another strikeout, number 9 for Archie Bradley. For the Bill Howe play of the game, Hunter Renfroe showing up that strong throwing arm from right field. Gets Yasmani Tomas by plenty. Right here, Tomas putting on the brakes, eventually tagged out by Solarte. And Renfroe, along with his power in the bat, a powerful arm in right field.
Well, we heard about it all along when he was in the minor leagues. Now we get to see it firsthand, and that's fun to watch.
And here is Mitch Haniger leading off in the last of the sixth. Jake Lamb and Oscar Hernandez to follow. Haniger takes a strike. He's grounded out and singled. So the book on Richard, 4 1/3, 7 runs, 5 earned, 6 hits, 4 walks, 1 strikeout. Ground ball foul. Time for the Cholula flamethrower.
All right, one of my favorite parts of the telecast with Jose Dominguez. I'm going to guess 95. 97?
What is that?
That's hot sauce. Hey, it's hot sauce. Nobody's listening.
No, that's too far away.
How you doing? That's a live arm right there, Jose Dominguez, and it's, you know, if he can hone in, get those crosshairs down and away, throw the fastball where he wants to 8 out of 10 times, working that secondary stuff, maybe a changeup. It's going to be difficult to hit.
1-2 to Haniger, and that ball dips down, levels the count. A ground out to short and a single for Haniger. High fly ball center field. Margot, big part of the yard for the first out here in the 6th. Jake Lamb up twice, grounded to second both times. So the Tigers have 1 inning left. They trail 5-2 in Atlanta, with the Braves batting in the bottom of the 8th. But even if they lose, they're not eliminated. Shift on. And a strike.
1, 2, 3. All by himself over there. See if clear all.
Quattro is a lonely number.
Yes, it is.
Nub too short. That's going to be a very tough play, and they can't make it. Sardinius had to go a long way with the shift, and then the ball not hit hard. So infield hit Jake Lamb with 1 out.
Catcher, Oscar Hernandez.
Yeah, nothing you can do there. I don't think that was Lamb's intent. I think it was the pitch. It's a big swing. He's just fooled by that because it's a big swing to right, but it's a cue shot off to the left side.
So base hit for Haniger, the 7th hit of the night for the D-backs, brings up the catcher Hernandez. Out on a hard ground ball to third, and a pop up to short. Glove by Solarte, 1 there, back to first, double play. So back to back 5-4-3 double plays with Dominguez on the mound. Summary in the first inning, 5 runs for the D-backs. 1 scores on that ball off Sardinia's glove. And then Tomas followed with a long 3-run home run to right field. And after a pass ball scored another run, it's 5-0. Padres, Hunter Renfroe with a spectacular throw from right field that nailed Tomas easily. A defensive gem. And Archie Bradley comes back, able to glove a ball, knocks the glove right off his hands here off the bat of Solarte. Scrambles, makes an incredible throw falling away, and denies Solarte a base hit and an RBI. Play of the game for Arizona. It's our Harris game summary. Richard goes 4 1/3, 7 runs, 2 of them unearned. Bradley now is 9 strikeouts. That's 1 under his career high. Solarte 2 for 3, double and a single. Sardinius, pitcher's spot, and then Manny Margot here in the 7th. Infield hit and a fly ball to center. They're making the score an adjustment here that only 4 of the 7 runs against Richard were earned. Outside and low. Amarista on deck is going to hit for Dominguez. And down he goes, and that matches his career high, 10 strikeouts for Archie Bradley. Well, it's time for our greater coverage of baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. MLB News announced, how about Judd Jerko? 30 home runs, 4-3 win tonight against Pittsburgh. James Loney, briefly in the Padres organization, goes to the Mets. Home run, couple of RBIs, and the Mets win, clinching a wild card. And Ty Blach of the Giants, 8 innings, 3 hits, no runs, as the Giants shut out the Dodgers. And as much as it's been a struggle since the All-Star break, the Giants with a win tomorrow, they're a wild card. They lose and St. Louis wins, then there'll be another game between them to decide the wild card. Amarista with the bases empty and 1 out here in the 7th. Chases that one upstairs. Bradley pitching into the 7th inning. Boy, Padres helping him out, chasing some pitches well out of the strike zone. That's 11 strikeouts. He's only the 3rd pitcher this year for Arizona to pitch into the 7th inning.
Center fielder, Manuel Margot.
And 26 starts pitching into the 7th inning this season. It's only the 3rd time this year, not the 3rd man, that Bradley has gone to the 7th. Margot struck out, lined out, and grounded out. So Bradley has struck out the last 3 Padres. Norris and the 6th. Sardinius and Amarista here in the 7th. .96 pitches now for Bradley. Solarte with a couple of hits, the only player for the Padres multi-hit game. RBIs to Solarte and Suaje. 1 and 2.
Well, Bradley's in a groove. He's got the feel for the curveball. He's thrown the 92, 93 mile an hour fastball. Seems like a heavy fastball. When it hits that glove of Hernandez, he's got some pop to it.
Hit well to left center, but plenty of room out there for Haniger. And another 1-2-3 inning for Archie Bradley. D-backs lead by 5.
For me, actually, real recent. Seeing Hunter Renfroe hit it on top of the Western Metal Building. Something I grew up wondering if anybody was ever going to do it. I always thought it was attainable and wanted to see it happen, and I got to be on base for it. I had a front row seat. It was awesome to watch.
Oh, there certainly were some amazing moments of this 2016 season. It was so great to talk to the guys to find out what their favorite moments were. And of course, stay tuned tomorrow as we will reveal our #1 pick for the best moment of 2016. What could it possibly be? Guys, do you have any guesses?
I think I know. I mean, I don't know, but it was my highlight for the year that Dickerson just talked about.
Yeah.
It's never happened before. You think about all the at-bats for us and for the opposing team.
That's a highlight, no doubt.
Yeah, in fact, and these are rough numbers, as Phil Gosselin will pinch hit. I'm figuring going over the 2 teams' plate appearances this season and then multiplying it by 30 teams. During the course of a season, a team has about 6,000 plate appearances in the season. You multiply that by 30, that's 180,000 plate appearances.
Wow.
And first time, now they're not all at Petco Park, so you can take half of that. That's still 90,000, and never a ball hit on the roof till this year. Boy, that bat's splintering, and Quackenbush doing a good job of dancing out of the way and getting the put up.
Well, that's some serious concentration on part of Kevin Quackenbush. You got to worry about that baseball. You've got that bat coming at you, and here it is. Look at the barrel of the bat.
Boy,
sure.
That's just a dangerous missile. To the top of the order, and Segura safe on an error back in the top of the first inning and scored, walked, and doubled into the right field corner and scored a second run. Steve Reich. So Bradley, 7 innings, 2 runs, 7 hits, no walks, 11 strikeouts, his career best. Dominguez comes in, an inning and 2/3, gives up an infield hit, no walks, no strikeouts, and dished up a couple of ground ball double plays. Slider away. So the Mets beat the Phillies 5-3. Cardinals edged Pittsburgh 4-3. Giants shut out the Dodgers 3-0. So the three teams vying for the 2 wild card spots in the National League all won. So that's going to push the drama into the final game tomorrow and maybe beyond.
You talk about some serious scoreboard watching, huh?
Yeah. That ball hit well to left center field and all the way to the 413 sign. Going for his second triple of the game. Here's the throw, not in time. Actually, the double, he made it to third, but that also involved Renfroe's error. So double triple tonight and hit number 203.
Well, you can see why Jean Segura gets over 200 hits. Crushing mistakes. He'll get some infield hits. He'll get some broken bat hits. But wearing out the left center field gap.
Luis Gonzalez back in '99, 206 hits. That's the Arizona record. So Segura's just 3 behind Gonzo. Owings takes outside. And here it is. Gonzalez on that list, first, third, and fourth, but only Gonzalez in '99 and Segura over the 200 mark. And Segura's got another game tomorrow. Might even have another at bat tonight. Swing and a miss by Owings. Single, stolen base, get into a double play, and a sac fly.
And Andy Green will bring the infield in for San Diego, hoping for a 1 or 2 hopper to the infielders to hold that runner at third base.
Swing and a miss, 1 and 2.
Good slider working for Kevin Quackenbush.
Tomorrow in the season finale, the Padres will send out Paul Clemens, looking for his 5th win against Matt Cook. Young pitcher for the Diamondbacks is 1-1 with a nice ERA 2.25. And then it's to Peoria, 2017. That one dumped into center field, but Go runs it down, and the throw to the plate, not in time. Good throw, but a tough chance is scrambling into Segura to make it 8-2. Nice play made by Margot in right center.
It certainly was, going to his left. Just picking it up off the grass. Let's see how close it was. Oh yeah. And then the throw on the run. Hey, pretty good throw too. Accurate right at home plate.
Speed of Segura beats it to the plate. Owings with back-to-back sac flies. So 2 outs. And Goldschmidt up again. Seems like he's up every inning. 2 walks and a strikeout. Eight to 2 Arizona, and won last night 5-3. Pulled the string on that one. Breaking ball.
They call him Goldie.
Who does?
Diamondbacks radio voice.
Is that Candy?
It's Greg Schulte.
Oh, I thought Candy. Candy doesn't have a voice.
0-for-1 with a punch out. Strike down the middle for 0-2. 1-2. Candy, sorry. There's the governor. Love the governor. I'll get it right.
He's an institution here.
Yeah, he's been around a long time.
See, I'm getting out of here before I'm in the institution. It's been 7 wonderful years.
Sure has.
Enjoyed every game. I would have enjoyed some wins. For only the first season the Padres had a winning record. You know, nice thing happened. It was last month. I went in to see Andy Green and just, wish him well and make small talk. And he says, my wife and I were talking about you last night. And I said, about what? He said, well, I told her I'm really sorry that we didn't give Enberg a better season for his last year. Now isn't that nice? I mean,
very
sensitive.
thoughtful. Yeah,
he is. And so the Padres have saved a lot of wins, fans. So hang in there.
Yeah.
You can see it's going to get better. I mean, of course, we all think that way. It's
Absolutely.
always wait till next year, and that's part of baseball. And the promise of some of these young players is real.
It's so huge that these young players that we're seeing now are getting a taste. Sure, the Padres are out of the race, but still, they're seeing some good pitching. They're experiencing at the big league level. They're getting reps. They're getting at-bats. Hey, they're making mistakes, but they've got a great coaching staff helping them along the way to help coach them.
Tomas with a 3-run homer. He has a couple of hits, and Segura has a double and a triple. Goldschmidt a strikeout and a couple of walks and 3 steals, and he swings and misses strike 3. But another run for the Snakes, and it's now 8-2. All right, thank you, gents. I look forward to your report on Padres Live, the postgame show. 8-2 Arizona. New pitcher is Zach Godley, and he is greeted by a line shot into the right field corner. And John Jay going for his second base hit of the night, second extra base hit. He's going to try for 3 and no throw. Stand up triple for Jay to right field. He doubled to left field his last time. He greets Zach Godley, the relief pitcher for Arizona.
Oh, John Jay turning on this fastball inside. We saw John Jay wear out left center field and now pulling this baseball nicely. That is a stand-up triple.
8th hit of the night for the Padres.
Last 6 outings for Zach Godley. 14 strikeouts. It's in 10 1/3 innings pitched. Nice ERA of 1.74.
That's the first triple of the season for John Jay. He's a doubles man and has one tonight. His 26th, just a couple behind the leader, Will Myers. But of course, he didn't play 6-7 weeks because of that broken bone in his wrist.
Oh, those are some godly numbers right there.
That ball is drilled into left center field, and that one is through and cut off. And around third from third comes Jay as Myers picks up his 94th run batted in of the year. A long single to left.
Third baseman, Yangervis Solarte.
Brings up Solarte. Single and a double.
Look at Will Myers turning that two-seamer around. That's down and in. And another RBI for the Padre first baseman.
2 for 4 tonight.
Quite a year for you, youngster. Will Myers, quite a year.
Now here's your guy Solarte as you battle with Pomeranz for the prize as the top pick the stick performer. And he's working well for you. Single and scored, that's 2 points. Doubled and that drove in a run, that's 3 points. That's 5. He's made 1 error, so that's a 4-point night for you. He's good from the left side, but he swings at that one in the dirt. 1-1. Who did Pomeranz pick today?
He picked Hunter Renfroe.
Oh, okay. He's on deck. And Renfroe is a -1 today. So Pomeranz's lead, a slender 3 points. Folks, you know, there's a lot of other things going on you can watch on television, but there's no drama as exciting as who is going to win this incredible battle.
Oh, that ball's off the plate. Let's go.
Mark Mud Grant and Michael do it all well Pomeranz. Grant, you know, he gets greedy. He's won the last 2 times, so many are rooting against him because Pomeranz is the underdog, and it's all going to unveil tomorrow in our final game of the year. How can you not tune in for the drama of pick the stick and that Gnome? Solarte pounds that one off his front foot. Well, I'm going to miss a lot of things next year. I'm going to miss the way you fans have supported the Padres and the roar of the crowd. And I'm going to miss the preparation and the anticipation every day of how the game's going to unfold.
Oh, right in the plums.
And I'm not going to miss pick the stick. Don Orsillo, man, you got a real softy there.
Yeah.
I don't think Don even knows the rules yet.
No, he doesn't.
I mean, he might finish next year, all year minus, you know, not even get a point.
You know, it could be beginner's luck too. He could end up winning the whole thing.
Well, yeah.
I know one thing for sure.
What?
The desk has never won a Gnome. Pomeranz or Sweeney. The Gnome has never gone to the desk.
Putting on the pressure. Solarte's okay.
I don't think Jan Hervis is wearing a cup tonight.
Oh, good. Ding dong. Grounded to first, no, up by first and fielded by the second baseman Gosselin, who stays in the game at second for Segura. And Myers moves to second. So we also know that the Dodgers will open against Washington in D.C. How about that for the opening day matchup? Kershaw for the Dodgers and Max Scherzer, 19-7 for Washington. Wow.
Doesn't get any better than that, does it?
It's going to be great. I mean, the way it's all matching up, it's going to be a terrific playoff scenario. Renfroe, a -1 so far with that single, but he's also committed an error and he struck out. They're on the edges of their collective seats back at Fox Sports San Diego in the viewing room. And that ball hit well to right field, very well to right field, back to the wall, and it is off the top of the wall. And it's a double for Renfroe. He scores Myers, and that makes it a 8-4 game.
Some serious opposite field power from Hunter Renfroe. That was nice. Ball jumping off his bat.
So he goes from a -1 to a +2 with that RBI double. Just missed a home run.
Well, Godley throws the ball hard. That looks like a little spinner, a little cutter.
How close did this come?
Oh,
Right on the top, and it doesn't go over the wall. It bounces back in play. Oh, that's inches from a home run. Oh, Pomeranz must be spitting out his juicy fruit. But that's a three-pointer. That opens up a little lead over the mighty Mud Grant. Brings in a run, 8-4.
Congratulations, Mike.
Asuaje, a single in 3 at-bats.
Okay, now the Padres within slam range. We've seen some weird things happen in this ballpark.
Asuaje, an RBI single, 1 for 3. And takes strike 1. Just one away, and Renfroe in scoring position. Leadoff triple by Jay. He scored on the single Myers, and Myers comes in on Renfroe's double off the top of the right field wall. Ripped to right. It's a foul ball. Just foul. As you pointed out, his middle name is UN. Zach Ungodly.
His big boy.
Not fooling the Padres. A triple, single, and double in the inning. 1 out. Ground ball to short off a broken bat. Fielded nicely by Owings. 2 away. And Renfroe goes to third.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Are you still going to bed at night and that's running through your mind?
It is.
It's in there now. Huh?
So I think about it quite a bit, actually.
It's like a song that you just can't get out of your head. Derek Norris, tough night, a couple of punch outs and a pop-up. Just hard to believe. Last year, Norris hit .250, 14 homers. He's hit 14 homers this year, but his batting average 65 points under last year. And he's hit some balls hard. He's hit in tough luck. He's also struck out a lot. And he hits that one looper into right field. That's going to fall. And here comes Renfroe to score to make it an 8-5 game. So Norris with his 42nd RBI. That's another point for Mike Pomeranz and pick the stick. And here comes Chip Hale, the manager, as his relief pitcher Godley has given up 3 runs here in the top of the 8th. So the Padres climbing back into it. It's now 8-5. Fox Sports San Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Sony, the leader of 4K Ultra HD, by Petco, where the healthy pets go, and by your San Diego County Lexus dealers. Back at Chase Field, where the Padres have scored 3 times here in the 8th inning to cut into the Arizona lead 8-5. Ryan Schimpf is going to pinch hit for Sardinias against the new early pitcher Randall Delgado. Delgado pitched an inning last night. 1 hit, 1 strikeout, no runs allowed. Alex Dickerson has a bat. He's in the on deck circle. That ball gets away, and that'll move Derek Norris into scoring position. Wild pitch. Yeah, this is a big opportunity right here.
Oh, yeah.
2 outs, top of the 8th. Get another run, and then you're in position for the old bloop and blast. The only problem here, Schimpf just won't hit a single. To be exact, yeah, we're going to have to count it up here. 43 of his 60 hits are extra base hits, only 17 singles.
Wow.
In fact, if the season ended right now, his slugging percentage would win the title. He has enough at bats to qualify. Yeah, his slugging percentage is .540.
Wow. He's been fun to watch. You got to be happy for a kid like Ryan Schimpf. What an opportunity, and he has seized the moment.
Low and away, 2-2. But before coming up to the big club at El Paso, he had .355 with 15 home runs and 48 runs batted in. You have his 20 homers and 51 RBIs with the big club. That comes out at 35 homers, 99 runs batted in for Schimpf this year between El Paso and San Diego. Takes it low, full count. Dickerson on deck as Brad Hand loosens. Takes it low. Check swing, didn't go. Ball 4. And Dickerson will step up.
All right, now it's getting interesting.
1 swing away from tying it up.
Pinch hitting for Kevin Quackenbush, number 1, Alex Dickerson.
Dickerson, 10 home runs. There you see it, .258 average on the season. And Chip Hale, with a left-handed batter introduced, is going to go to the bullpen as Delgado works to only 1 man and walks Schimpf. Breaking the action, pitching change, Arizona.
Favorite moment of 2016 season has got to be Alex Dickerson in Chicago when he hit the grand slam. I guess it's his first career home run, and see him hit, and that's where I'm from Chicago, and to see it at Wrigley Field is pretty neat to see.
One, Alex
All
Dickerson.
right, there's a memory of Rosales provided to him by Dickerson. The big swing here would tie it up. 2 on, 2 out. 3 runs in here in the 8th inning. And now the matchup, Steve Hathaway, a left-hander, against Dickerson, who seems to hit left-handed pitching pretty well. Pye with a breaking ball. After Dickerson, top of the order, Manny Margot.
Well, the walks can hurt Hathaway, but there's a strikeout there, almost a strikeout per innings pitched. Boy, the high splits.
Out of play. 14 innings for Hathaway. He's only thrown 1 home run ball. Eighth man to bat here in the Padres' 8th. 3 runs home, 2 on, 2 out. Yeah. 1 and 2. Oh my goodness, that's off the plate, but called strike 3, and the Padres lead 2. It's 8-5 Arizona.
Folks, get ready for what? Well, MLB postseason, where all that matters is October. The NLDS starts October 7th on FS1.
Leonel Campos takes the hill for the Padres here in the bottom of the 8th inning. San Diego trailing by 3 had a chance in that last inning. Tough called strike 3 on Dickerson.
Pretty good splits for Leonel. Lefties 194, righties 222. His 18th game, got to hold that 3-run lead and give the Padres a chance in their top half of the 9th.
Brandon Drury will start things here in the 8th for the D-backs, with Tomas and Haniger to follow. High fly ball on the infield. Myers squeezes the first out. Here's a look at the pitching matchup for tomorrow, brought to you by Volkswagen. Kearney Mesa. Paul Clemens for the Padres makes his start here, his final start against Matt Cook. Young guy brought up. He is 1-1 with a good ERA, 2.25. And opposing batters in his brief time hitting 100. We'll see how he does tomorrow. Zach Greinke finishes the season for the D-backs with 13 wins and 7 losses. ERA higher than it's been for a long time, maybe his entire major league career. 4.37 ERA. Gave up 23 homers this year.
Yeah, not too many times in that kid's career where he gave up more hits than innings pitched. Only 158 innings, 161 hits. I mean, not that bad, but still not the year that the Diamondbacks hoped from Greinke.
Ground ball up the middle. Rosales, who stayed in the game, shortstop, gets Tomas 2 away. Mitch Haniger, a single, ground out, fly out. Actually, the ERA is the second worst season for Greinke. He had a tougher time 2005 in Kansas City, just coming up to the big leagues. 5.80 ERA. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Haniger grounded out, then single to right, and flied out the last time. Top of the 9th inning as we peek ahead. Top of the order, Margot J. Myers scheduled for San Diego. 8-5. Diamondbacks. Hit high and deep to left field. Back goes both the left fielder and the right fielder to no avail. A home run for Haniger. Number 5 for the Diamondbacks center fielder. And that makes it a grand slam game for the Padres, trailing now 9-5.
Oh, 1 pitch for Campos, and he wants it down and away, but that ball leaks. Boy, on contact, elevated, middle of the plate.
Between Jay in left and Margot in center, and just into that first row. 408 feet is the estimate on distance. Jake Lamb, infield hit in 3 at-bats. So the totals now, the D-backs 9 runs, 9 hits, a couple of home runs. Padres 5 runs, 11 hits. No home runs. A bouncer, 1-1. 32,811 here tonight.
Yeah, there's Sully. Video for the Diamondbacks.
Kyle Jensen is in the on-deck circle for the Diamondbacks. Should Lamb keep it going? 2-1. Up the middle, that's going to roll into center field for a base hit. And Lamb is aboard with his second hit as we review our keys to the game. Brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Get them on, get them in. Remember last night, 9 runners left on base. Tonight, 4 for 12 with runners in scoring position and 5 runs scored. Hey, rookies respond. The rookies tonight combined 3 for 13 with a couple of runs driven in.
Kyle Jensen with a 172 batting average. Hitting for the catcher Hernandez. September 9th against the Giants, his first appearance in the big leagues, homered. First career hit.
Well, Daniel Hudson up for the Diamondbacks in their pen. We saw Hudson last night in the ninth.
Two out, the home run by Haniger, extending the D-backs lead to 4. And 2-1 now to the pinch hitter. Jensen has had just 29 at bats with 5 hits, a couple of home runs. Two and two. And down he goes. Jensen strikes out, but and a run on the home run by Haniger. 4 to make up. We're back with the Carl's Jr. star of the game, Archie Bradley, striking out a career high 11 batters. Gave up 2 runs and 7 hits as he stands to win his 8th game of the year, and made it terrific. Took the glove right off his hand. Look at this tumbling throw, and denies Solarte a base hit. That was on its way to center field with a runner scoring from third.
That is one remarkable play. Saved a run, got out of the inning, change of direction, throwing off balance. What an athlete, Archie Bradley.
Yeah, he played that like a third baseman.
Yeah.
7 innings of work tonight. Here's the veteran Daniel Hudson. He came in last night to get the final out, getting Myers to pop up and secure the 5-3 Arizona win. 69th appearance. Margot to lead it off here in the ninth. Up high, ball one. And he is grounded to short, lined to short, struck out, and flied to center. Tuffy Goswitch comes in to catch. And Socrates Brito in right field. John Jay to follow. Jay, Myers, Solarte, and Renfroe, 2, 3, 4, 5 hitters, all with a pair of hits tonight. Outside, San Diego has out hit the Snakes 11-10, but a 3-run home run by Tomas and another home run Haniger is the 4-run difference in the game. That ball hit high in the air to center field. Haniger squeezes the first out here in the ninth, and that'll bring up John Jay. Last 2 times at bat, a double and a triple for Jay. So in the battle with Jan Herbert Solarte for the club batting average title, the edge is a little higher. They started the game at 289, Solarte at 287. Both with 2 hits, but Jay less times at bat, so he will benefit, and fouls that back. He's now up to 292. Solarte with a couple of hits at 288. Lays off the high fastball. 96 for Hudson. It's like Brandon Morrow.
Yep.
Morrow with the shoulder surgery, and he's back hitting the radar gun at 96. And this fella's had 2 Tommy John surgeries and has come back full force. High again.
Yeah, look at the extension on the fastball and also breaking balls. The secondary pitches. What type of break? What kind of depth on the breaking balls for Daniel Hudson? No problem at all bouncing back from surgery number 2. Comes a time when you get, and he's well past this, but you have that surgery, you got to get over that hurdle to where you got to let it go. I mean, you can't be tentative and feel.
Well, apparently he's there.
Yeah.
2-2. 95.
I mean, that's a turning point. You're on the mound. You're rehabbing. Okay, guys, today we're going to let it go. That's messing with your mind a little bit too.
Mm-hmm. Especially after not 1 but 2.
Yeah.
Tommy Johns. Foul to the screen. Should Arizona win, they'll move into a deadlock with San Diego, identical records, 68 and 93. So the game tomorrow will decide not only the season series, but who finishes 4th and who finishes 5th in the NL West. Pulled to the right side. Goldschmidt to Hudson for the 3-1 putout. And the Padres are down to their final out. Will Myers, 2 for 4. RBI single his last time up. Six right on the knees. 32,811 on their feet, looking for the final out. A little low, although that was the same spot as the first pitch called a strike. Waved at and missed. 1-2. Bounce to third. Lamb across. And the D-backs win it. Final score at Chase Field tonight. Arizona 9, San Diego 5. And here's Mike Pompey.